What's up, everybody? I'm Mauro.
Hey, how you doing? This is Mike.
And we're late to the game. And we're back with, well, we haven't done one of these in a while, but we're here with a review.
Because we're excited.
Yes,
That's
we
why
actually
we
both.
haven't done this in a while.
Also, I guess one of the other reasons we haven't done any review in a while is because we haven't been watching the same stuff in a while.
That's true.
But we both watched and finished watching Alien Earth.
Right.
Now, if you haven't seen the show, so this is your spoiler warning.
Yeah,
'Cause
don't.
we're going to discuss the entirety of it. I don't know that we'll break it down episode by episode, but we're
Right.
definitely going to be talking about spoilers within the show. So if you haven't seen it, now is your warning to go ahead and get all caught up. And then when you do, come join
Watch
us
it.
over here in this video and see what you think about our review about Alien Earth.
See if you agree with anything that we are about to say about all this.
Exactly. Now,
Now,
you've been warned. Here we go. First and foremost, I loved it in its entirety. It's, if I'm not mistaken, 8 episodes long. Yes, right?
10-4.
8 episodes long. About an hour or so, give or take, on each episode. You know, some maybe a little longer, a little shorter. Some.
A minimum of 45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's
So,
good.
I think every episode tells a good story. It keeps the story moving along pretty good. Just right off the bat, before we get more deeper into it, I do want to say if I had to rate it in a scale from 1 to 10, me personally, I would rate it a solid 9.
Solid 9. Wow, that's high praise coming from you.
Yes, 9. I would give it a 9. I would really give it a 9. I really love this show. And with that said, I'm even surprised as to how much I fucking love it. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Wow. Oh, I liked it too. My wife and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I don't rate it like that. I'm rewatching it. That's how I rate things. Am I gonna rewatch this or not? And I'm already going back through it from episode 1 and this way, rewatching it. You know, I liked it. I mean, I've said it before. Like Alien, when it comes with Alien and Predator, I have to watch. And
I love that.
to say the least, it didn't disappoint. Let's just put that.
So, technically, yeah. So let's dive a little deeper into this.
That's
Starts off with, if I'm not mistaken, obviously the ship is gonna crash. That ends up crashing onto Earth. With it's just carrying the aliens, the xenomorphs. What I liked, me personally, about this is that they introduced new aliens.
different from the xenomorphs.
Different from the xenomorphs,
Right.
correct. If I'm not
Different.
mistaken, I don't know that they've come out in anything else. I could be wrong, but yeah, they had that plant one. They had the eyeball, which is
Wow.
is,
That one,
is a very interesting.
I want to see where they
addition.
go with this guy.
Yeah, there's a very interesting addition to it,
Right.
and then they had like the mosquito-like ones, which
Right.
they didn't really emphasize on those too much.
Right. You know, I'm curious about those fly and mosquito ones type because they actually go and devour a synthetic. So I want to,
And I thought they weren't supposed to attack.
Right.
So yeah, there's weird. Maybe they'll go into deeper, and maybe in the second season.
There's something
of some sort.
in their, however they're built or whatever. I don't know. How are they prey? I don't know, but that would be interesting to find out about where they're going with as far as these. They got to be predators, man. Like, right? Because they're going after, like a mosquito will go after your blood, right? Same thing
So
with
it's
these
weird.
other beings.
Because after that, though, they weren't really shown anymore.
Right.
So I don't know where they're going with those guys. They did mention at the very end, as far as the other ones, that the plant one got away, and the eye one.
Right.
Well,
Well,
if
the thing
you're
is-
watching this still, then you know that the eye still went into the doctor, the guy.
Right, I forget his name.
This is the one that the xenomorph came out of. So he went into his eye.
Right.
So he's free. So that's gonna be interesting.
Well, it goes back to the one they call the boy genius, right? Because he wanted that eye to be in a human, so they could be.
So
I guess, discuss interesting and scientific things, I suppose. So yeah, man.
Well, now that it's free though, it's got me thinking. If it is as smart as I'm assuming it is it gonna like act like that guy's not dead? Act like it's that guy? Change of clothes, change of everything.
Yeah, actually, let's see. So now that, like we were mentioning right now, like it's free, right? What's it gonna do? But I forget his character name. They just call him the boy genius. Is locked up now. So how's that gonna work out?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that they're going with where it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with it. The what I want to touch on too, as far as the synths.
Right.
Did he succeed in transferring the minds into synths? Synths. Apparently he didn't though, because they kind of acknowledged it at the end, or they say that they just killed some kids, and they just made them think that they were the kids. Or I don't know. It's still kind of iffy in a way. You know what I mean?
Well, the synthetics, right? What they call the Lost Boys. Because
Yeah, basically the Lost Boys.
It's just the memories that got transferred over. So it picked up where they last remember, I guess, and then they're evolved.
So what I guess I'm trying to say is it's not really them, is it? Because even they say it's like they killed kids. Yeah, they have the memories, but it's not really like that person, I guess. I guess it's, if you want to get all philosophical with it, it's one of those type of questions, right? Like, is it still the person that it was, or is it a new person? And then at the very end, she basically says that they're a new thing. They don't know what they are. They're new, something different. And now they rule, apparently.
Right? But come on, isn't that one of your favorite scenes where...
My favorite scene, yes, he just brought it up. My favorite scene in that whole entire series and in every episode is where... Because, you mentioned it, we spoke about this earlier. You mentioned it where he's like, he has no sense of survival instincts, right? See, where I saw like... Let's see if I can break it down from my head to y'all. The one girl's beating up the fucking guard, beating the shit out of him. While this is going on, they're slowly starting to walk towards him in a group. Where the way I can describe it is where they're changing from Lost Boys to something else, and you're seeing it. And there's no words being spoken about it, but you're seeing the change happening in this instance of them walking towards the guy. The guy's himself kind of seeing it, and so he's getting scared. Doesn't know how to react, and then finally she's like, "Run,
yeah,
run! What are you doing?"
Right? As the power dynamic is changing right
Yeah,
there.
and they grew up. They're growing up in front of his eyes, and it's like, wow. To me, that was like, wow, that is awesome, dude, awesome. And then sometimes there's something chilling about how when it's like the person in power, the one that's about to kill the other person or whatever, is so calm about it, and it's just like, run. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah,
it's like that person
scary,
is
man.
like they have no fear of the person on the other side. Right. That they're just like, go, dude. I'm giving you a chance.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was an awesome scene for sure. Would you say she's your favorite character, Wendy?
As of right now, yeah, probably. I loved how they portrayed her, how her growth through the series goes, and the new element. I want to say it's a new element, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you're more versed in the alien universe, but I don't think I've ever seen anybody be able to control a xenomorph. In that like that, at least, where it's just like the whole.
What? Well, you could.
Oh, it's almost like
her control though, or is it like communicating?
Or is it like her dog, like a pet?
Well, I think if you go back to, they show it in. I think if you go back to Covenant.
Okay.
But you have the synthetic, which is David, and he's on that planet, and then this whole new crew gets there, and then you have Walter, which is the synthetic that looks just like David.
But he never really communicates with it, does he?
Yeah. Well,
He kind of helps it,
Well,
and
he-
needs it, but never really like.
well, he says it to where he has one right in front of him, right before the moron shoots the xenomorph. And he's like, hey, if you blow, it's like a horse,
Mhm.
right? Well, as you blow into his nostrils, you could, control it or whatever. So there was that factor where they're communicating, and the thing about that is they prior to Alien Earth with Wendy and the xenomorph in this one, is that there was that again, the synthetic being communicating with the xenomorph. So that is there.
Okay.
So, but the way Wendy's using it is she's almost weaponizing him,
Right, like
right?
yeah, it's like she almost controls it.
Right. So there's that. I think it's like because they're like a beehive, I suppose. Like if you remember in Aliens.
Might have type of.
Right. And in Aliens, where you have the queen and she's calling them over, hey, free me from these chains. Boom, she drops and hey, let's get out of here. So you see that where they show intelligence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're, getting together and free me and let's get out of here. The hell with these humans, let's take them out. Whatever it was that said, and then, of course, there's that battle with Sigourney Weaver, Ripley, battling the Queen. So there's that, like, hive mentality, I guess, where they all communicate to where let's protect the Queen. And I think at this moment, as it's been shown, I think Wendy is that Queen. Because they haven't showed a Queen yet. So
That's true.
like right
I
now,
could see that.
Wendy, I think, is the Queen right now. And she's like, hey, I need your help, bro. Let's take these people out.
Yeah, I could see that.
And while I like her, as far as that aspect, I think he's a cyborg. He's not a full synthetic.
The one with like the sword and this one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's a psycho.
I like him
He's cool.
because he's about getting the job done. I got a job to do. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna use whatever means necessary to get it done. Unfortunately, at the end, it gets captured. But
It's weird to think about that too, where it's like he's a cyborg, so they obviously have also extended his life, or
Right.
his life is extended because also when he left, the CEO or owner or whoever he worked for was somebody else, as to when he got back.
right.
So it's like it's kind of a show of like how long he was away.
Right. Well, I think they like in space travel. I guess when you're going
Yes.
faster than the speed of light.
There's a lot of science stuff behind that. I'm not a scientist, but I kind of get it. They get the gist of it.
If I go by watching Interstellar, that explains it really good. I think if you go watch that. But yeah, Otani, Wayland, like they're teamed up. So if you know the story in Alien, it all started with Wayland,
Yeah.
right? So like this is before that. Cause I was always like, hey, where do they get the hint of these aliens being out there and they're so obsessed with bringing them to Earth and having like weaponize them now, like Wendy's doing. When did that start? So I think that's what this is being shown, right? Like wow, this is so it crash landed into this other corporation's territory, and now Wayland is like, whoa, Tani. Wayland is like, hey, get our beans back, man. What's going on here? So I mean, to
There's
me,
a lot of cool stuff that needs to be answered, which honestly I'm sure they're gonna get their second season because it's freaking awesome.
I mean, I'll be surprised if there isn't a second season. There has to be, man.
Yeah, it has to be.
And then there's that morality represented by Wendy's brother, right? Where he's
Yeah.
kind of like, hey, that's my sister, but that's not my sister.
And that's why I was asking about the whole: is it them? Is it not them? Are they still technically the sister? Is she still the sister? But then they kind of say that she really isn't. And that's why I was like, maybe it's one of those like philosophical thingies. I can't fucking say the word. I'm sorry.
Philosophical. I
That
think that's what
shit.
you say.
One of those type of questions, you know what I mean? Like, or like what is it called? Schrodinger's cat and those type of questions, paradoxes and things like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. A whole duality and
all that
human
stuff.
existence and
Which is an
Yeah.
interesting take on that, you know what I mean? I like that. And then, before I forget, I want to also mention the, I think it was episode 2, episode 3, where they basically remade the whole first movie. It was like the whole movie of the first one. Like, it was like Alien, but with these characters.
as far as the discovery of the xenomorph, or
No, it was like almost a one-for-one shot of the movie. Did that not dawn on you? Has it been that long since you see the first movie? I mean, I noticed it because I remember I had discussed it with him maybe a few weeks back, where I recently rewatched. Well, actually, it turns out that I hadn't watched the first movie, and I watched the first movie, and yeah, there's an episode in this season where it's almost maybe not one for one every single thing, but it's basically the first Alien movie, one of those episodes of how they crash landed.
right when it might have been episode 3 where I think they're doing like a flashback and they're
Yeah.
showing it from
And they're showing what happened in there, but what happened in there is basically the movie, is the premise of the Alien, the movie Alien. Basically, say they did a reboot of the first movie in that episode.
Okay. Did you like or dislike that?
No, I enjoyed it. Weirdly enough, it kind of worked out for me because, as I mentioned, I had recently watched the first one, so and that's the only reason I fucking recognized it, because I had just recently watched it.
It wasn't redundant.
Nah, not to me. It wasn't.
Okay.
I enjoyed it, and if anything, if I'm being honest, how do I put it? Say that it really was a reboot of the movie. That episode, say
Let's say
let's just say that's what it was.
Okay.
I probably would have enjoyed that version of that movie more than the original.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought.
Was really alcohol. Yeah. No, but like I had no like Oliphant. Oliphant. How do you say his last name anyway?
Who?
Timothy.
Oh, the elephant? Elephant?
What's his
Something like that.
character's
Yeah, I
name?
know which one you're talking about.
I'll put it up there, whatever his character's name. I like him too because I was actually looking forward to the whole Otani's guy was trying to recover the xenomorph and Elephant's character
That's a
going
cool
at
character,
it.
by the way.
Going at it to where it's almost like a battle of wits because one's a full synthetic, one's like a cyborg, right?
Yes.
Right. So, and then it almost seemed like in one of the last episodes where, you know, Otani's character gets captured. An elephant, you know, you're like, oh yeah.
Well, before that,
Then when they capture the alien that got loose out of that doctor. at the
well,
beach.
before that too, where it's like they knew some, or you know, as a viewer, you know something's up. Is where like the kids get caught trying to take the body out by him, and he's like, "You're gonna be late.
Right.
Go."
Right, like
Take
that.
the-
You're going the
So
wrong way,
you're
man.
like-
Take the elevator, dude.
Which it kind of me is like, why is he doing that?
Exactly. I mean, he knew from the beginning.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing, but we didn't know what he was doing.
He was monitoring the audio between
Yeah.
both of them, the kid.
And that's what it
the
turns
kid.
out to be.
And you know what? As far now that we're talking about the kids, actually, that's what I liked about this series too. Is like the actors.
They did a good job.
They did a great job, I think, as portraying the young mind, like being the kid in
Yeah,
an
the
adult-looking
impatient-
body.
The impatientness in a
Right.
lot of them, and like the
Yeah,
constant moving. And
Like I was convinced they were kids, even though I was looking
Yeah,
at a full-size
definitely.
adult. You know
They
what
did
I
a
mean?
really,
that
really,
that
really,
was
really good
that
job.
was awesome.
the acting was very, very good. Very, very good.
Yep.
And then
I like
going back to the kids, back to Wendy. Not only she's obviously the leader, right? But also to speak on this part of her abilities, I suppose, is how she can connect, I guess, to the Wi-Fi and control and disengage and engage and do all that crazy stuff that she can. That's freaking cool too. Where she stops that other guy.
Right,
Just completely stops him like.
right.
That was cool. That was a
cool.
badass scene
that
too.
that was badass.
That was a badass scene too. I was like, and that one almost was more of an instinctual thing for her. Because she was even like backing away from him and like, stop or that. Then he just freezes.
Yeah, that was cool, man. When I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, look at this. Like, yeah, is that pretty much basically where she realizes, like, hey, man, we rule.
Yeah, she's
so
still like.
they
There's
should be
instances-
afraid of us.
It's like she keeps learning of new things that she's capable of doing throughout the series. In the very beginning, they show that she's controlling and manipulating camera angles and going through
Right.
things of that sort.
And she was using that she was using that just like to keep tabs on her brother,
On my
right?
brother.
So innocently, right? She kept doing this, and then
And it
she
starts
realized,
evolving and
right? She realized, hey, I could do this to my advantage because I don't like where this is going with these vatos.
and that's where I'm like, man, she's such a cool character. Where it's like, you know, we're gonna get a second season, so it's still gonna be before the first Alien movie, but I would love to see her in a movie. And since she's a synth, technically she could live forever, right?
Right.
So they could technically place her wherever they want in the timeline.
Right. I could, yeah.
Well, obviously not in the prequels, but anywhere forward, they could technically put it anywhere they want. Which would be interesting if they do. Also, this could be me just reaching, but there was this one scene, I think it was in the last episode, where they called somebody a predator. And I felt like they emphasized on the word predator quite a bit.
Okay.
Maybe a predator might come out in the second season.
Why not?
Never know.
They know about the xenomorphs, so why wouldn't they know about the predators?
That's why, like I said, I myself might be reaching here, but I felt like they kind of emphasized a little bit on when they said predator. I was like, hey, you never know, they might come out with some predators in the show too.
Which would make sense though, if you think about it. Like you say, you may be reaching or whatever, but it would make sense because, like Alien versus Predator, you see where both of them had been on Earth at the same time. So
there's a chance they might come out. A little cameo.
it would be awesome. It would be awesome, that's for sure. I mean, I would love it. I don't.
Hey man, if I was a producer or a writer of this, let's chop it down and say they do make more of a cameo into the second season of Alien Earth. Opens it up for a series of Predator.
There you go. Which
I'm just saying, just make sure you pay me for that.
I'll watch it. In case you guys catch wind of this, I'll watch. Big fan, both. So
Yeah, so
get out there and write it.
a lot of great stuff in this. I don't know what else to add. I think we've gone. I pretty much have spoken everything I wanted to speak on.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you'd like to?
Well, I was just thinking about the whole, you know how I was mentioned earlier about the first synthetic and or first got a glimpse of him in Alien, right? He goes mad or whatever, and then if you think to a prequel as far as Prometheus and Covenant, you have David, where David at the end of Covenant is like replaces Walter. I don't know if you remember. And then that one
Yeah, because they
female character is like David.
Because they were supposed to they were gonna give us the trilogy, right, to the prequels, but then they came out with Romulus.
Right.
So maybe the sequel to that might still come out.
Right. What I was thinking is that like David almost had like an awakening, just like Wendy. This is prior to
It's
Wendy.
just David seems just evil though.
Right.
There's
but
more
I
of an innocence to Wendy, even though she's kind of bad in the end, I guess.
I think. Well, it's in like she's maturing.
Yeah, there you go. She's maturing, like
So-
thinking for herself, and not
Right.
She didn't like that she was being controlled,
Right.
so she's like,
So I think that's interesting though, is like where mankind, for all purpose, creates a being, and they think they could be controlling that being, whether it's the xenomorph or the synthetic life form. You're like Ghost in the Shell, right? AI for that matter, AI.
been so long since I see that. So,
So
that's a bad reference
whole-
for me, dude. So I don't remember that.
The whole thing is like they gain or they discover their own. They awaken. They discover their own. Like, you know what I mean? Like Wendy's saying, like, oh, I'm
Self-awareness?
no longer gonna- Yeah, there you go, self-awareness.
They be like Terminator. They become self-aware.
Right. So that whole thing right there is interesting because you see it like in Covenant, you see that because David's like, he's got directives. Nah, I'm doing my own thing. And here is Wendy, like, oh, okay, you made me this for whatever reason, but nah, I'm not with that. I'm gonna do my own thing now. You know, I'm no longer afraid of you, or I'm no longer supposed
that's
to
what
be
I'm like. Man,
in subjection of you. So here we go. So that especially now with AI as popular as it is, I think is something that they're gonna bring out that they should show some more of, to where they're self-aware. You know, they get into the Matrix type situation.
Yeah, I mean.
So that's something I'm looking out for too, where you know.
And now, and upon talking it about or reviewing it and talking about the show itself, I'm trying to think of it as to why I would give it a 9 out of 10, and why would I deduct that 1 point. I keep thinking to myself, there's no reason that I would. So upon rethinking it, I would actually give this a 10 out of 10.
There you go.
Because it's just that good. It is really that good.
It is good. It is. Look, the only thing that, like, in the beginning, the only thing is, like, the focus for me, like, like, I don't rate it like you rate it, but the whole focus for me on Alien is the xenomorph, right? So when they start introducing all these other beings, like the eye, the octo-eye, I don't know what else to call it, and that other plant-like, where, you know, Venus flytrap, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why did they introduce these other beings? Why aren't we focusing in on the actual xenomorph?
And I like that though, because it's expanding it, and because the word alien doesn't necessarily just mean xenomorph. It's an alienite life form, meaning it could be anything. Xenomorph has its name, xenomorph.
Right.
Which, and now, don't get me wrong, I understand what you're saying. Alien is xenomorphs, but I just feel like they're expanding it a little bit. You know, hey, there's more out there than just a xenomorph. Yes, we know you guys. We know that you guys know about predators and the xenomorphs, but hey, there's this weird little eyeball thing here over here.
Right. That one is creepy though. 'Cause that one's deliberate. Like, you know, like I see the xenomorph, and I mean, there's communication between themselves and now Wendy.
Which also makes you think this. We know about xenomorphs, right? We know there's queens, there's a hive mind type of deal, and that. And not to dive too deep into it. And also with the predators, we know they're hunters, and hence why they're called predators, and that's what they do. All we know about this eyeball is there's one fucking eyeball.
Like right now, right?
But we
Where'd
don't
they
know.
find 'em?
We don't know where it comes from.
Right.
We don't know if there's multiple of them. We don't know if it's part of something bigger.
Right.
Because the way it attaches itself, maybe there's other parts of it that can attach to it. I don't know. I don't know.
Like, you think it's part of a, like, the eyeball, like there's a
Like
second eyeball?
there's maybe like an actual full body version of it.
Wow, that, you know, I didn't even think of that till now. But maybe.
Or it's just a bunch of eyeballs. I don't fucking know.
Because they're making it seem like it was like a parasite, right? Because, like, I need a body to exist.
And the thing that I find weird too is just that it's just one.
Like right now, there's
It's
just
just one. Well, right now, just one. Even like the mosquito things, there's like a few of them that would come
Right.
out of the thing. The plant, was it just one too? Might have been more than. No, yeah, it was just one.
Because
So, yeah, that was-
it was just hanging there for a while, and you're like, what?
And that's the thing. They didn't really emphasize on the plant one too much.
To the end, I'm like,
At the end, they were just kind of that it escaped or whatever, which also
I don't
kind of
know that
boggles my mind because like, how the fuck did it escape?
well, if you remember, it almost reminded me like a starfish with wings, because the way I was going around, and it just Venus flight trapped someone.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. I want a second season now.
Absolutely, yeah. You need to like finish everything and
Like
put it
now.
out there now, because
I have so many questions.
instant gratification.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm looking forward to the second season, absolutely, man. And then my whole thing too is like, ever since the beginning of this, it's like, imagine if these beings get on Earth. How would that go for humanity?
It's gonna be interesting.
So
It's gonna be very, very
here
interesting.
it is.
And then, because there's like so much potential as to what they can do and continue to do with it. Because right now, they're technically on the Boy Genius's island or something to that effect.
Right.
So they're not in the populated areas, I guess. I'm assuming. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but if you remember Alien 4, these dudes can swim.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's potential as to where they want to go with it. They can maybe write it to where it stays contained into that island. They get further away from it. I don't know. Maybe.
But here's something that.
And eventually, hold on, before I lose my train of thought. I don't know that they would do this in the next season, but maybe if it gets enough seasons, I would say maybe even 3, in the style of Andor, where it ties into the first movie. There's a lot of different things they could go with.
My thought was like you went in that direction. My thought was like, yeah, they're on Earth, they lose control, and they have to seek help for the other being that can basically put them in check, which is the predators. I was like, hey, look, I don't know where these guys came from. They kill a few of us, but they're gonna help us out with this infestation of xenomorphs. You know what I mean? They could go in that direction too.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're gonna do. And then since they're putting out those other Predator movies too, it's possible, that they bring them in as some sort of way of, like you said, maybe going your way. I don't know. I need a second season, like now.
You gotta answer all these questions for us, man. We don't want to speculate because there's so many directions you could go to.
And then
it's awesome though. I'm enjoying it. I enjoyed this first season. Leaves a lot of questions to which direction they're going. I mean, we know we're going into Alien, but that's like everything in between. What happens, especially with these new.
How far or how deep are they going to go into these new characters? See. Hey, maybe they'll write it off where Wendy keeps on living, gets a ship, and takes off somewhere, and we won't see her till timeline-wise after Alien 3, Alien 4, Alien something. Time-wise, I don't know. She technically can live.
The way she's interacting, man, it's like she'd have her own personal army.
That's what I'm saying. She could be out there right now in a different planet, making her army. I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know
there's a lot of
with
possibilities there. Because there would also be like a confrontation with an actual Queen Xenomorph and Wendy.
I don't know, man. It's really interesting though. Very, very interesting.
Anyway.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments throughout the.
What would you like to see in season 2?
In our thoughts, we've been all over the place, back and forth with everything in the episodes of the show. Yeah, what would you guys like to? What were you saying?
What they would like. What they're speculating on. What are you speculating on? What would you like to see?
Are you kind of with us there?
One way or the other, or totally different from what he's saying and what I'm saying.
Do you have your own theories on what you think might be going next? Let us know. We'll definitely we'll interact with you guys in the comments.
Absolutely.
On your theories, if you have your own theories on that, let us know. And I think with that is our closing thoughts. And as I said, I have changed my score for it. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
I'm already rewatching.
So there you go. So yeah, we highly recommend you watch it if you haven't already. Obviously, if you made it this far, then we spoiled the hell out of it. So you've watched.
I mean, there's an in between little details you might enjoy.
But yeah, so just give us a like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace out.
Alrighty then.